Hello and welcome back to Linux Normal. I'm going to do a follow-up on my last video on so that people can see some of the functions of this what's in this operating system when you have a social account connected to it. And I've also had some helpful comments made to me about my mic recording settings and uh, mic and stuff like that. So for the sound on my videos, and I've made a couple of adjustments. So for this video, that's the change I made to try to improve it a little bit. I hope this works. Yeah, I adjusted setting into OBS and kind of did kind of place my mic a little farther from my mouth just to see if that affects the if that kind of fixes it for now. I have to get a better mic eventually, and I have to get more RAM for my computer so that I can have enough resources to run 2 VMs so that I can do some sort of comparison videos on between this and Windows, and like what a user might be used to doing in Windows, how do that in Windows, and then directly compare right after in this operating system here, this exact setup, on how you would do it here in Linux. So that that's definitely a source of frustration and some feelings that when a user is really considering switching over and getting away from Windows, that's they don't they well what if I can't do, they think, what if I can't do everything I do in Windows and then I'm stuck, so you really aren't stuck, but that's how you kind of think when you're new and you're not used to doing things like this. So that's my goal there. So that's in the future though. But for right now, I'm just simply gonna see how the changes we made last episode here to this to this to this computer here, how they're seen in the calendar and things like that. I think it's mainly the calendar. We're going to poke around. I'm kind of doing this off the cuff today a little bit, so I just want to kind of get something out there to see if the mic volume adjustments and things kind of worked. So as you can just see a notification here, I'm going to go ahead and maximize this so that it looks a little bit more, there we go, like a regular desktop. Up here, there's updates available, so we're just going to go ahead and do that real quick. When you start your computer up with this, you're going to see that. I don't think I've showed this before. And there's an update all, and there's updates. These are the updates specifically pertaining to what's in this operating system. These right here are extra programs that they're added onto it, or that you've personally added onto. Like this here, we installed this last episode, I believe. So let's just go ahead and click this. This is a virtual machine, bit of software running on my computer, so this is going to be a little slower than probably your computer, but as you can see, it still doesn't take very much time at all. Just before I even got done with that sentence. So there we go. So updates are done. Boom. And you do them whenever you want. I have to check into if you can get those going automatically like Windows does for this operating system. Not really sure if you can do that. I know in some other Linux operating systems you can set them to just be checked. I believe it's Linux Mint, but I'm not completely sure. It could be just stock Ubuntu that you can. I think it might be Linux Mint though, that you can set it so that a little bit more Windows-like, so you don't even have to do that. You don't have to worry about it. Just installs everything all the time automatically. So anyway, so there's that. So what we're going to do so that we can see the changes that it might make to the calendar. Right here, this is my home city. I'm just this is already out there, so I'm pretty much a privacy advocate, but this was a boo-boo I made in one of my videos earlier. So, you know, I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where I live. Um, so the cat's out of the bag, so I'm not going to care. So there's that. Oops, sorry about that. Here we go. Oh, yeah, evolution here. So what we're going to need to do is adjust the calendar for this and for the in Google. So let's just type in Google Calendar. And yes, we got all that. All right. So here we go. Billy Gates has his Google Calendar. He hasn't put anything in it yet, right? So what we're going to do is just simply add something. Let's just add something for tomorrow. And say Billy needs a dentist appointment. And we're going to make it for the 15th. And let's make him get up early. Make it for 7:30. Because he wants to get it done before he has to go into work. So there's that. Location, whatever, you would put your location here. A lot of people know how to use the Google Calendar. You know, you just set it up like this. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. We'll just hit save. So that event is for that day. So there's the, I'm just going to put one event because this is just going to be something quick here. So let's close that. Okay, now this should be pretty instantaneous. Okay, so when you look up at the preview calendar up here, it should show like a dot for this day here. Let's go in our search. I hit the super key or the Windows key, and you hit it again to get rid of it. Or you could just go down here if you still have it down here and just, there you go, just put the search launcher. Let's go calendar. Okay, it's showing it in this calendar here, and it shows the dentist, right? Even has some weather things right here. That's nice. I haven't even noticed that before. And here, right here, if you want to do adjust it or make an appointment, the options are a little more limited in here, but it's functional. You can add little notes. You know, like that. And you know, you could adjust it to all day or not. And let's just experiment here a little bit, right? Let's adjust it to all day here using this interface with our operating system. Then we're going to go back after changing it there. Let's go back to that the web interface for Google Calendar, and let's see if it made the change there. I should have put a bookmark. Is it well, this might be it. There's nothing, but I'm just going to go ahead and search for it again. Oops. And yes, it does look like it's been changed to all day. Yes, we got whatever. And it's been changed to all day. That change was made. So let's take it back off there. We'll save it in this interface here. Look at that, it changed the time. Doesn't matter really. That's something to be aware of. When I know that if you switch it from all day to, it kind of adjusts the time to, anyway, so. And now let's go back to the calendar here. I'm going to hit the super key this time to do it instead of clicking down here. I'm just going to put cal, and it gets me right there, right? I'm going to check it again. It hasn't updated yet. Let's close it and give it a moment here. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. It should be changed here though. It did not change it here yet. I'm not going to give up on it quite yet. There's a bit of a delay sometimes. Let's do a little restart here. See if that kind of redoes things. And you'll see a little gobbledygook that might be a little scary for some because they're not used to seeing that in Windows, but it's fine. It's actually, Windows does its checks and things like that, runs through its list. When you're booted up, they just hide it with what they call a splash screen. Yeah, there's a little funkiness going on because yes, this is a VM. It's a program on my computer that's simulating the environment of an actual computer. So using the resources of my computer. So it's there's a few little wonkiness that you just saw there. That might happen a little bit in this that you're not going to really see on your system. I don't see it on mine. Alright, so let's try that calendar again, see if it's made that adjustment that we changed back from all day to a regular time. And it looks like it did. See, 10 a.m. and it is no longer all day, right? So it just needed a little bit of time. Had to maybe it's a situation where it had to re-log into Google to get the changes, to get that particular change, or maybe there was just simply a delay for the next time it kind of refreshed and updated. I'm not sure which it is, but the bottom line is that worked. So that's how that's going to work. The weather, this uses AccuWeather. I'm not sure which weather this uses. So yeah, it's the weather around here. It's hot. Tomorrow it's going to be wet. A little bit cooler. Much needed rain. Well, I think that's about it. So it was the calendar. Other Google services that this can, I'm sure there are. How about we explore this a little bit together, right? If you have any Google services that you use besides calendar, or the email that you want to know that might be able to be tied in right straight into this Linux operating system, much like I did the calendar here. Here. Calendar. Oh, there is that contacts. You know what? Let's do contacts. I was about ready to end it, but you know what? We are on a roll. Let's add a contact. I didn't think about this. It's pretty obvious. Sorry about that. And yes, we got it. Billy's going to add a contact. Let's just put like a phone number in it. Classic, right? Alright, so we've created a contact here in Google. And now we are going to see how quickly it refreshed that. I'm going to use the Google contacts here. This is, to select the main address book. We did that. And sure enough, boom. So there we go. This is kind of, this is kind of handy if you're very entwined with Google. It's kind of nice to have this. I'm sure Windows has things you can do this as well. So, but this is this is one type of thing where if you're used to just kind of going into your contacts in Windows and it defaulting to the Google contacts that you use all the time, that's maybe on your phone also, and things like that, and it's all synchronized. And if you're thinking about switching to Google switching to a Linux operating system, you can still have that same functionality right here in this operating system also. So you would not have to give that up. And that's it. So have a great day. Thank you for being patient with me and helping me grow the channel and help me get better at this stuff. And each time I do a video, I'm going to try to fix and or learn something a little new to just try to make the channel progressively just a little bit better every time I do it. Have a great day. Bye.